Alright guys, today I'm going to do something a little different, and aside from a little bit of smoked Hellas right now, this is not going to be a beer video. So, if you are not interested in more of a personal rambling, not hopefully too rambling, narrative about a couple things going on in my life, and then some footage of me maybe getting some more tattoos and talking to the guy who does my tattooing, then you know what? Just don't watch it. You don't gotta downvote it. You don't gotta comment negatively. You can just stop right now and come back for the next beer video. Many of you have commented and noticed that I did get some tattoos in the last 6 months, and they were wondering, hey, what's up with the tattoos? Why did you get them? What are they about? And I said, you don't really want to know about those, do you? And some of you said, actually, yeah, we wouldn't mind. I've been thinking about getting them, never had a reason to. Someone commented, so here's the deal. Last couple years I've been going through some stuff. Life changes are afoot in my life, and I don't have to go into too many details about that, but you can probably extrapolate what that may or may not be. But for all 15 years, I always wanted to get a tattoo. When I first got into homebrewing, the only thing I could really come up with was hop cones. They look cool, right? Hop vines, the leaves, the vines, the binds, the cones, the flowers. That was the best thing I came up with. I didn't even have kids back then. I didn't want to put a bike on my arm or my leg. I just didn't know, so I just put it off. Well, now in 2019 and 2018, everybody has tattoos. Teenage girls have tattoos. So it's not really cutting edge or punk rock anymore. I get that. Hats off to any of you that have had tattoos for a lot longer than people like me. But a couple months ago, well, before I got mine, I had a friend, and she was telling me she had this tattoo of a tree, and I was like, oh, what's that tattoo about? She's like, oh, my friend died. And I was like, oh man, tell me about that if you want to. And she told me the story, and she got this tattoo to commemorate this sort of significant moment in her life, and that kind of got my thought going. I was thinking, I'm going through some stuff right now. What could I do to commemorate this time in my life? So I looked up what is symbols of change, and one of the first things that came up was the moon. And I love the moon. Everyone loves looking at the moon. Who doesn't love looking at the moon? So then I got thinking about that, and then I looked at the phases of the moon, and the one that is right before it gets full, waxing gibbous, it just can signify change, rebirth, opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, you know what, I like that. It's almost full, not entirely full. I'll do a little bit of a close-up of this. And then so that was going to be my, space one. And then I thought, now I got to do another arm, right? I got to have balance to the fourth. So I thought my favorite things is going in nature, being in nature, camping. These boundary water trips I've been on are just, the best. You get into these scenes where you're just remote, it's quiet, you're looking at trees, reflections, all this beautiful nature, stuff like this. This was kind of my idea, and I brought it to my guy, Nguyen of Hung's Tattoo in St. Paul, and you will be hopefully seeing some footage of him. I hope to do a little interview with him to get him in here, and maybe if anyone's in the area and you're looking for somebody to maybe do a tattoo, I would definitely recommend checking him out. But he designed this one. I had the idea, and then he designed this other one, and I'll show you guys what he came up with, and then after that, we'll be off to the tattoo parlor. Alright, let's see if this will work. So here is the moon that's almost full, and then I thought I wanted to represent my two kids. One of my kids is a little more wild and erratic and energetic and all over, so I thought a comet would be good for that one. And the other one is more consistent, stable, blah, 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 so I thought a star would be nice for that. So this is what Hung came up with, and this arm I feel like is going to be my space/cosmic arm, and we'll see what is in store for the rest of that. So here is the tree one. Hung just penned this in a little bit, and then went to work. I like the dead trees and the reflections. The rocks are pretty cool. I like the different types of trees that he made. There's something here and here, which we weren't really, I don't know, it's sort of different than what you'd find in northern Minnesota, but it's cool. It's sort of a Asian mystical feel. I think he might actually be from, might have been born in another country. I might ask him about that, but like the reflections, he just came up with this based on the pictures I had. Pretty happy with that and excited to see about what is next. Quick. Alright, here we are, University Avenue, Hung's Tattoo Parlor. You think it, we ink it. I like that. That's pretty much how it has been going for me. So we're going on in.
Yeah.
And then like this, I mean, you know, there's lots of ways that people do it. This is the actual picture.
Yeah.
This is really outrageous. You know, that's really intense. But somewhere in the middle.
But what we do, well, I like to tilt this salad, like tilt a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So when it tilts a little bit like that.
Sure. Yeah.
The Milky Way, so the Milky Way goes right into it. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
okay.
So and blend right in out to the star.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to shape that too. I'm gonna have to put some more like dark color into that too.
You talk. I think that'll be.
Yeah.
I think that'll work.
So we're not gonna leave black and white here and color here. So basically, all these gonna add with color.
Some color.
Yeah, except that. You know?
Right.
That I might even add more white after we put the color.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah. That all sounds good. I like it.
Well, look like you're underage. Let me see your ID.
All right.
Good side.
All right. Well, I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, okay. So if you're not good side, I have to be side.
Right. Oh, you would have
I would have
rescanned it or something, or
Just lucked out. It's smart.
yes.
No, the other one's like the other one doesn't have the extra weird swivels. It's just like one. It's more like a table style.
That's what you were doing over there. Beginning stages.
This doll museum said to be a haunted doll that has ties to the Holocaust. That collects a lot of haunted items.
So, where did you grow up? I was wondering.
I was born and raised in Vietnam.
Vietnam. Okay. And when did you come over to the United States? How old were you? Do you remember?
I was 15 in the early 80s.
You were 15?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so you were older,
Yeah.
or you weren't a young child.
Yeah.
And how did you get interested in tattoos?
Well, the tattoos I was learning when I was in the refugee camp. So came over here, it's another set of mind. But through time, and nothing better than do what you love.
So you were doing them in the camp or getting them?
Well, no, I was learning.
You were learning.
Yeah, from the camp.
There were people that were doing them and they were teaching you?
Well, actually self-learning.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had a business in San Diego, right?
Yeah. I have a business in San Diego for 15 years. Yeah.
And that did pretty well and you...
Yeah, it did really well actually.
I mean, a lot of your reviews that I've seen are from those clients out there.
Yeah,
and people seem very pleased.
I actually a top 3 guy in 350 shop in San Diego County.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you've been in Minnesota for how long now?
The shop functioned about just a little bit over a year, about a year and a month or so.
Okay. And business has been...
Well, it's been
How's
blessing.
business been?
Been blessing. I mean, it's slowly but surely people will recognize and gaining. You know what I mean?
You think the word of mouth and
Yeah.
Just gonna get more referrals?
Word of mouth and I prefer word of mouth, but a lot of them was on social media and website too. You know?
Okay. Well, hopefully I can get a couple people to consider coming on down if they see all this work and they're in the area. A lot of people are not in the area, but many are, so that'd be great.
Well, let the work speak for itself.
That sounds like an excellent plan. All right.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure if you were saying, you know, yeah, around 4 is I mean, if it's a little bit over that.
No, 4 is okay because I told you that guy come back at 4.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That works.
Yeah, because I say you have to plan at 4, so it's okay.
Okay, no, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. So we'll get a start. We'll get a good start today, and.
$60, so that's maybe 2 hours. Damn, he come back. I forgot. I was outlining his dragon last week.
Okay.
You know, I can't remember all the names and all the.
Yeah. Expensive.
No, that's fine.
That's exactly it. Too.
Having like a $800,000.
Those people, they bought that house like for 20 years ago, so you know. So
Okay. So they didn't have to charge as much.
They don't have to charge that much.
Man, I wonder what a mortgage payment will be then. Yeah. Well, when you don't work, you don't get paid.
Yep. And then, so I told my wife, you know what? Okay, we're gonna go over here. Let's say I make.
It has been 2 weeks since I got the tattoo finished. So after the footage you just saw, that was the first day. I went back a week later and got the rest of it done, and now it's been 2 weeks since then. And I'm not gonna lie, it has taken me until about 3 or 4 days ago to finally kind of get used to it. And I'll do a little bit of a close-up of it, but you know what, guys? We're all made out of stars. That's kind of what I've come to realize. Billions of years ago, every atom and molecule in us and on our planet was once a former star, and I think maybe that's part of my interest in looking at the stars. Maybe it's something inside of us calling out to the cosmos. I don't know. Carl Sagan, paraphrase him, said we're all made of star stuff. These are some of the thoughts that I had into deciding to expand on the moon and the comet and the star. But yeah, I have come around to it. It was such a change from the black and white moon, comet, and star to this whole kind of thing. It has taken me some time, but I'll give you a look at it and we'll wrap this up. So I think you can see it from here. You saw earlier what it was, and now you can see what it is. I think the Orion came out really nice. I really like that. And that's kind of the stuff that I see the most. But then what other people will see, I don't know if we can get it in the frame, is the swirl, the galaxy type swirl, and then of course the planet. And so as a whole, it's very cosmic, and it's all there. It's a lot of color. It's a lot of business. I think I've realized what I will do is leave this alone and have it be a counterpoint to this colorful, you know, kind of crazy business happening over here. But yeah, that's it. Hung's Tattoo in St. Paul. I hope you guys have possibly enjoyed this glimpse into a little bit of my non-beer life. But up next, I'm sure, will be another homebrew video, and catch you later.